When is the last time you've had a deep conversation?
So a deep conversation would be where you go just like beneath the surface, right? You're
Yeah.
not talking about the weather. You're not talking about your typical events for the day. Something more meaningful,
Yeah.
right? Harder to have.
I think that there is risk involved in having deep conversations.
So you risk something if you have a deep conversation, because if you and I have a conversation about something more than just the busyness of the day or things with the kids, then I risk getting hurt, or maybe I risk offending you, or
Hmm.
going somewhere that we don't want to go because it feels comfortable to just keep things like on the surface level.
Yeah, if I ask someone, how are you after you've faced the loss of a loved one? What if it's a bad day? What if they don't want to talk about it? And what
Mm.
if it actually makes them feel really bad instead of making them feel better? And since I want to make them feel better, I'll say nothing.
And then you don't have as close of a relationship.
Hmm.
So deep conversations make for deeper relationships.
Yeah,
Would you say that's true?
I think that's good.
So have a deep conversation. How do you set up a deep conversation, though? Do you just look at somebody in the eyes and say, I want to have a deep conversation with you?
You can. Let's go deep right now.
Right now? Right now? Okay, she's making a joke because sometimes we will look each other in the eyes and really stare at each other's eyes and say, let's go deep, which kind of helps us to get out of the flow that we've been in and say, hey, let's really focus on each other and take just a little bit of time to go a little bit deeper. But how do you set up a deep conversation?
Yeah, I think it can be super simple. Just come up with something that you want to ask someone to go a little deeper. So I'm going to ask a question I haven't asked them before. So it doesn't have to go
That's good.
immediately to the death of a loved one. It could be that you just ask them like, hey, what are some of your goals in life? Okay, that wasn't super vulnerable,
Okay.
but it's just going deeper than like the weather. So if you have like these surfacey relationships and you go a little bit deeper, like, oh,
Yeah.
tell me about your family. Where did you grow up? What was life like?
Okay.
I ask college students, tell me about your faith background. Did you grow up in church? How do you feel about your faith now? Just questions that are deeper than what they're often asked.
Man, that's good. It can be difficult to sometimes go there because you wonder if the person's going to receive it.
Hmm.
But starting somewhere like that, just asking somebody that you've known for a while, did you always want to be a carpenter when you grew up? Did you always want to be a real estate agent? Or did you want to do something else? Did you have other plans? Just asking good questions can take things a little bit deeper, because we all want to have better relationships, deeper relationships, but we don't take those steps to make them deeper, to make them better.
Yeah. So how often do you have deep conversations? There's actually a social psychology study where they asked individuals in the last 6 months how many deep conversations you've had.
Okay.
Now, in 1985, the study results showed that people said an average of three. Isn't that what it was? Three,
Yeah.
three, and
Not
then
very many.
a few years later, it was in the early 2000s, I believe, and the answer was, do you remember?
Goose egg?
Goose egg. Zero, right? In the last 6 months. So we can have meaningful conversations every day with the people we live with, the people we're close to. We don't have to live just at the surface level. So make meaningful conversations. Be a part of them today.
It's worth it.